Man, I've gotten hammered today with people asking me about the whole Hunter Biden thing. What do you think? What happened? They got him, finally. If we're going to be honest about all this, some of this may surprise you all. None of this should be happening to Hunter Biden. Seriously, from a gun standpoint. I don't agree with the whole 4473 thing. I don't agree with the whole process with the NICS system. I still think it's a quasi-gun registration. The ATF has been busted with, now it's going to be over 1 billion records that they have digitized of FFL records of 4473s. They have a quasi gun registration already. That is illegal. Plus, I look at the 4473 as someone as a permission slip to purchase a gun. You don't pass the 4473, or they don't like something, they delay you, or they stop you. They don't even have to be right. They have been making errors for decades on denials of 4473. So don't think for one moment that there's only a very small percentage of these that get kicked out. There are honest, law-abiding Americans who are getting refused the purchase of firearms all the time based on errors in the system. The system is not perfect, far from it. Now, is Hunter Biden a piece of crap, a crackhead? Of course he is. All of the above. He is the lowest of the low. He is one of those guys that no one would invite to their house. No way. This guy would go through your medicine cabinet and steal stuff out of your medicine. Are you on Adderall? This man would steal your Adderall out of your medicine cabinet. This guy would steal change laying around because he's a crackhead. This is what crackheads do. He will do those things. He will steal from you. He will lie to you. He's done all that. The only reason why they're putting this in there is because this is something that they know won't stick. It will be their way of saying, look, see, we're doing something. And there's a second part of it too regarding the whole gun thing. I'll get to that in a second. But this is their way of saying, we're not going to hit Hunter for the millions that he has bilked out of other countries, Ukraine and China, for the sake of his family profiting from that. They're not going to do anything about that, because this is their way of saying, see, we do think the law applies to Hunter Biden. So look what we did. We hit him with a gun charge. 3, in fact. Ooh, we hit him with 3. This is the easiest of the easy. This is going to be something they're going to say, he's the president's son. He can't actually serve any jail time. He's going to get a slap on the wrist. Maybe he can't ever buy a gun again. Whoop-de-doo. He's got Secret Service protection. What does it matter? The Secret Service has probably bought his crack for him in the past. Believe me, I'm not joking when I tell you that. I'm sure they have probably purchased his illegal drugs before. So this guy, this is not a victory. This is honestly not a victory. Am I glad it's happening to him? Yeah, I am to a certain degree, because at least something is happening to him. But you don't think he knows that this is all part of the plan? You know what I mean? He's not bothered by this. He knows he's not going to spend any jail time. He knows that. He knows he has to take it like, oh, this is bad. I hate this. This is happening to me. It's terrible. Well, he's supposed to act that out. But it's so that nothing else will be thrown at him. Again, it's meant to pacify people to go, oh, well, look, I guess Hunter Biden's going to be treated like everybody else, every other American. So see, they are fair. Nobody is above the law. This is very aggravating to me. And let me mention something else that I think is worth mentioning. You don't think that most of the people within that zip code of Washington, D.C. are also coke heads or crack heads, dope heads or something like that? I'm not talking about the people who live in the ghettos and the people who live in the projects in D.C. I'm talking about the 535 members of Congress. Don't think for 1 minute we don't have coke heads up there. Don't think for 1 minute we don't have people addicted to pills over there. Don't think for 1 minute that most of these people, if not, well, it's not fair to say all of them. I'm not going to generalize like the left. But don't think that most of these people, the 535 members of Congress, could not pass a background test. They could not pass a 4473. If they filled out a 4473, honestly, most of these people would not be allowed to purchase a firearm in the United States. Yet these people are the ones responsible for legislation and passing laws on down to you and I. I don't agree with the background check system, but you know what? If Joe Biden is going to hammer us, law-abiding citizens, and not only hold our feet to the fire, but abuse the own authority that he thinks he has, although he doesn't, then I at least want to see some of the same rules applied to people in his own camp. While this means nothing to Hunter Biden, at least something happened. But guys, don't high-five each other over this. This is not a victory. This is all signaling, and this is their way to say, well, see, Everything happened to Hunter, and we treated him the same way we treat everybody else. So this is a smokescreen to have you ignore the $20 to $30 million that his family has made off of who his dad is and what his dad's position has been in the federal government. They have sold you and I down the river, and this is all a smokescreen.
God save the Queen, man.
I'm sorry, I thought this was